To my knowledge. Do a lot of people not know if they're robots?
Thank you for your confirmation. Please move through.
Wow.
What if I was a robot and I didn't know it?
The machine would melt you from the inside out. Please move along, sir.
Okay, I'm not a robot, so I'll be fine.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm TheYARKing, and welcome back to my reviews. This time we're doing Loki, the TV series. Episode 1. Glorious Purpose, I believe it was titled. And man, do I love how the show started. From seeing like all the Easter eggs, that at least the ones I could see, and learning about more after I did some research afterwards. I'll talk about more of those after review when I do some theories. But man, the show, or at least this first episode, was about the like kind of reinvention of the Loki character, and I would love it if they would just hit all the notes till the end. I wouldn't be surprised at the end Loki turns out to be a hero, or at least a good guy. I wouldn't mind if he stayed, a villain, but if they can hit the notes at least better than what WandaVision did at the end. Not saying that I hated WandaVision, it's just beyond the moment where she apologizes to Monica instead of the town that she held hostage for a couple of days. A little before that, where her brother calls her out on what she's doing, and then later she widens the hex when she needs to. I just felt it was like very uncharacteristically. I'm going to change the sentence on that. I feel it was too convenient that she knew how and when to use her powers, but didn't know that she was holding people hostage. We're not here to talk about WandaVision, we're here to talk about Loki versus the Time Cops. The Time Variance Authority, or TVA for short, is a bureaucracy. It's filled with hundreds of paperworks to sign.
Please sign to verify this is everything you've ever said.
What?
Sign this too.
No, that's just wasteful. Let them fill out an entire page first, at least. Survey and registering people of interests, and just a bunch of rules and regulations.
Sir. I tried to ask that guy for a ticket.
Sir?
Were you raising your voice with me, Buckethead? Were you thinking,
Yeah, you better have your fucking ticket.
Thanks for...
Except, I don't know why they even bring in violators if they're just going to kill him anyway. I mean, there's a point in the show where I even agree with Loki, like if Avengers didn't go back in time, he wouldn't have escaped.
You see, I only came into possession of the Tesseract because they traveled through time. No doubt in a last-ditch effort to stave off my ascent to God King.
That's quite an accusation.
Oh, believe me, you can smell the color.
I mean, that's technically true.
You speak of time.
How is it that Avengers, what they did, was supposed to happen? Well, I guess they put, the stones back, but I remember what I was going to say. What about when Steve stayed back with Peggy Carter? Was he not violating the timeline there? What happened there? I don't know. The point is, the trial was a sham. They didn't even entertain the idea of hearing Loki's side. It probably wouldn't help, but I'm just saying the bureaucracy is corrupt, which I think is the point. I think later we'll find out that either they messed up and multiple timelines will come about, or we find out that they truly didn't have power, it was just an illusion. Like Loki said later in the episode, an illusion to maintain control through fear. And speaking of that, I love the kind of parallels that we're having between Loki and the TVA. Before Loki, he wanted to take over Earth and control the populace. The TVA controls the entire timeline. And understandably, Loki being a god, he's worked under Thanos, probably knows about many other cosmic entities. I can understand that an organization that's in charge of all of the timeline and dictates what these entities do in these said timelines is probably a little hard to swallow.
For all time. Always.
Wow, I don't like that.
Timekeepers. The sacred timeline. Who actually believes this bunkum?
Ticket, sir.
I think what really got him to understand the power of the TVA is when he got the Tesseract back, and then he saw a bunch of Infinity Stones that just don't work here. And then he had that like moment where it's like, it's just the greatest power in the universe. He's having a moment. What are you thinking there, Loki?
Is this the greatest power in the universe?
If you didn't know, Infinity Stones only work in the universe that they were like formed in, or they originate from. So I assume the TVA where it is like in a pocket dimension outside the timeline, so it just wouldn't work. Back to the parallels, Loki said it best. Again, back with illusion. The place is like an illusion cast by the weak to control through fear. And then afterwards, seeing his life, what it could have been, him getting his mother killed, making up with his father and brother, and seeing his death, got him to admit that he doesn't like her killing people. It is him. It is part of the trick of him, the illusion, casting the weak, pointing towards him to control through fear. Except, I wouldn't call it an illusion. He's actually killed people. But to wrap things up, let's talk about Mobius. At first, I thought I recognized the game, looked up the character. Afterwards, nope, don't know this character at all. I may be thinking about Morpheus from Matrix. Who knows? But Owen Wilson is just great in this part. He's supposed to be a time detective figuring out about this variant, who later we found out is another version of Loki that's been killing all his time cops. But in most of this episode, he's a psychologist. Him and Loki is just bouncing off each other, trying to figure out what makes Loki tick, and I really enjoyed this pair, and I can't wait to see how this evolves. Hopefully, I'm getting like kind of flashbacks to like buddy cop shows.
Mock me if you dare.
No, I'm not. Honestly, I'm actually a fan. Yeah, and I guess I'm wondering, why does someone with so much range just want to rule?
And I really want to see how this goes on. So I like this episode, and I can't wait to see more. Now on to theories. Now, I guess spoiler warnings. I'm not saying that my theories are going to be spot on, but I did some research, and I'm going to do references of movies that are already announced. So if you don't know about future movies that are already announced, or you're trying to keep as minimum information for you, I guess spoilers for that. But one big theory I've had since I saw Endgame is I believe that Kang the Conqueror, I think it's Kang, would be the next big villain, the Thanos villain. Since then, there's been news that I believe Jonathan Majors will portray Kang in the upcoming Ant-Man film. And if you don't know, Kang is a time traveler. That's why I thought he would be the next big thing, because they travel through time. And the version I know him from is from the animated show Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which was canceled because Disney needed to make an Avengers show that was visually closer to the MCU. Anyway, in the show, I believe, in the future, Kang controlled a part of the galaxy, Earth specifically, and then Earth started to be destroyed, or time stuff was happening. He finds out later that somewhere in the past, Earth was destroyed, so he went back in time to save it by basically conquering it so it doesn't get destroyed by anything else. And that's how he's a bad guy. And I think his story is way different in comics and stuff like that. Either way, so with the TVA, I thought Kang might just be a one-off villain, because it seems like they would be the time villain, it seems like, maybe, of the MCU. They'll take that spot unless they connect somehow. However, during my research, what I realized is Ravonna Renslayer, the judge that sentenced Loki, her character is connected to Kang. It's his wife or lover in many versions, I believe. And I think the actress says that plays her that this show is going to be like an origin story for the character. So whatever happens, I think that character is going to end up being a bigger character. Might end up being in the Ant-Man movie with Kang, or just lead down events. Who knows? Other than the timeline theory story, there was this one section with the cartoon where they explain how the time variance, authority came about, the timekeepers, and then this multiverse war. As soon as they said like the multiverse war, I was thinking like Secret Wars or Battle World or something like that. I think there's a Secret Wars movie coming up, so I feel like it's all being connected right here. I feel like what's probably going to happen is at the end of the show, a bunch of timelines are going to exist. Maybe, I'm pretty sure a lot of people were theorizing this, that a timeline with the mutants is going to happen, and then in Secret Wars, the timelines are going to fight each other or combine, and that's how we're going to get all these new superheroes that should have existed, but don't. Who knows? Who knows? What do y'all think? Y'all think you have the same theories? You have different theories? Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe if you want, and until next time, I'll see you later. A quick note, I'm going away for 3 weeks, so there won't be any videos uploaded that time. I also wanted to do this series episode by episode, but I'll probably have to do the next 3 or 4 all together. So, if you don't see anything from me, don't worry, I'm still here. At least after the 3 weeks, if I'm not there, that you probably have to start worrying. Whatever. I'll see you guys later.